making a podcast? Podcast?
Why would you think that's a good idea?
Podcast?
You two are the dumbest people I've ever seen.
That's janky.
Headband too much, though. I'm B100 out. Represent.
You look really cool right now.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, I'd wear
Do
that
I?
every day. Yeah,
The headband? Is it too much?
all of it.
I wear it a lot. I need to put something on now.
What before? Why do you wait till after we're recording? Just before we started recording, you took your shirt off and like your undershirt came up and your nipples were out. And nobody got to see that.
None of that happened.
That
What?
happened. That happens all the time,
Are you fantasizing about me, Alex?
dude.
This is not a healthy relationship
your-
if you're fantasizing
Your
about
nipples
me.
were out. Why does my mic stand do this? Look, I can't tighten it, so it's just gonna like.
I'm still thrown off by the nipple comment, but we can move on.
Your nipples were out. I'm not
They
making
were
this
not
up.
out.
They were.
What are you
yes,
talking
were
about?
Like, before you were like taking your sweatshirt off, and then your shirt came up with it,
If
and
we-
I didn't say anything, but your nipples were out.
If we made money on this podcast and this podcast was actually worth anything, I would sue you and take you to HR.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that we don't make any money because your nipples were out.
Shut up. Oh my God. No, they weren't. Or is there hair on
I'm
them?
just gonna go going back and forth.
Is there,
yes, they
is
were.
there-
No, they weren't.
Is there hair on them?
No. There is not like one hair on your entire torso.
Chest hair, right here. You lose.
I'm a
I
much
knew you
hairier
made it.
person.
Oh my God, you just made me. I just showed you my bare. Why do I care?
I don't know.
I was very adamant about that.
I don't know. I'm just telling you. Like it just took me saying your nipples were out, and then you got really
You
defensive.
spark a rage inside of me like no one else can. I just look at you and get so angry.
Yeah.
You got a haircut, though. You look very handsome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I really have to offer to that conversation at all,
Cool.
though. Like, I don't want to give you any other compliments.
I like how you told me you hate me, and then you.
Because I feel bad. I can't just be like, I hate this guy. There has to be compliments. That's how you work well together. I can't just blatantly hate you. There has to be some positivity to it.
What questions do you have on your history podcast for me today, Mr. J?
Oh, no, they're not questions. Today's actually a really fun episode. Do you like Star Wars?
Yes, of course.
I am comparing. I just want. You're basically giving your opinions about what Star Wars characters I think presidents are. So, like, you can tell me if I did a good job with it or a bad job.
Okay, I know Star Wars characters much better than I know presidents.
Good. So I said George Washington is like Obi-Wan Kenobi because Washington believed in negotiation, and Obi-Wan is the negotiator.
Okay.
That's his nickname. But he was also not afraid to fight. We saw Washington fight and be tactical, and Obi-Wan is very tactical with his fighting.
Yeah, he is.
Obi-Wan was
Defensive stance.
Exactly.
Wait. It's that. 2 fingers forward on the front hand.
Is it like this though?
No, I thought it was like pointing.
You're right. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. And then I had one more thing.
I know.
Obi-Wan Kenobi technically was the first Jedi we ever saw, right? In like 1977,
Right,
when the
yeah.
first movie came out.
Yeah, first Jedi, first president.
There we go.
Oh, I made
yes.
the connection on my own.
Yes.
When you pointed out, you pretty much painted it for me, but I got there.
You got there on your own without me telling you. All right.
Yeah,
So now I'm going to just jump around a lot. Is that okay with you?
Jump around.
Jump around. I'm going to say Qui-Gon Jinn is kind of like Jefferson because Jefferson did inspire a lot of people. I don't like Jefferson that much, and I love Qui-Gon Jinn, but Thomas Jefferson, our third president?
No, you don't
'Cause-
give Thomas Jefferson that much credit.
No. I don't know who would
Qui-Gon Jinn's awesome.
Yeah.
He's accepting, and
I just
Qui-Gon
feel
Jinn
like-
would not have owned slaves.
I just feel like the Federalist... He freed slaves, actually.
Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon.
Oh,
Anakin.
he actually does.
It's the opposite of Jefferson.
He's not
He's
Jefferson.
not Jefferson. I'm going to delete that one. You know what? F you, Jefferson. You don't get that.
Yeah.
All right. But now I'm going to say we're going to look into the Whig Party real quick. William Henry Harrison, the guy who died in 30 days.
When did the Whig Party just start becoming Whig parties, where you would just like wear wigs to a party?
Good one.
What happened to them?
We don't have someone here to play the joke sound.
That wasn't a joke. That was a genuine
Just
question.
want. No, the Whig Party,
When
man.
did the Whig Party dissipate?
In the 1950s, I believe, because
Really?
no,
That late?
1850s,
Oh,
because
I
the
was gonna
Republican Party was formed in 1856 or 1846. Can't remember off the top of my head.
Is the Whig Party Republicans?
Anti-slave Whig Party members became the Republican Party.
Man.
Yeah. So William Henry Harrison was the first Whig Party person ever nominated, but he died in 30 days. So there was a lot of hype around him, right? They're like, oh man, first Whig president.
He's got a great wig.
Captain Phasma. A lot of hype around him. They ended up
yeah.
not doing anything.
That's pretty good. I don't
Cool.
know much about him. But I do know about Captain Phasma and how she died very quickly in that third movie.
Yeah.
Right? Third movie? She made it all the way to the third movie, but the total screen time had to have been about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So William Henry Harrison.
Sure. Yeah.
And then his vice president. This is jumping around. It just jumps around with the character. So don't be like, oh, since John Tyler was his vice president, it'd be a Captain Phasma. No. John Tyler, I'm saying, is Count Dooku. Because John Tyler...
I don't know who that is.
Count Dooku?
John Tyler.
Okay, John Tyler was William Henry Harrison's vice president. So he took over after William Henry Harrison. But here's the joke, is he was a Whig Party member, but I like how your mic chases you. It's like, I'm coming for you. Come here. Talking to me, damn it.
Hi.
But John...
This feels like prom.
What?
This feels like
Explain the joke.
I'm...
You think the girl came to kiss you?
I was thinking it was more phallic. It's like a...
Oh my god! Jeez Louise!
I shouldn't have made that joke. I'm sorry I did. I'm sorry, everyone, if you're offended.
Let's just take a moment. Let's just take a
by
moment.
the microphone.
Let's just take a moment.
Penis.
So John Tyler was a Whig Party member, but by the time he was over, the Whig Party actually didn't want him to be a part of the Whig Party anymore, and he became a Democrat. So like Count Dooku, who was originally a Jedi, who became a part of the Sith, John Tyler is one of the few presidents who was like, I'm Whig Party, just kidding.
Did John Taylor get his head cut off?
John Tyler? No. But when he did die, Lincoln refused, and everyone in the government up in the North, when John Tyler died, they refused to fly the flag at half-staff.
Damn.
But the South honored him.
That's some disrespect.
Well, he was seen as like a hero of the South. So the South honored him, but the North didn't. All right, moving on. I think Lincoln would be kind of like Yoda. You don't really see anything going. Like, Lincoln knew what was going on and was like ready for battle, but it was like all of his surroundings, like James Buchanan before him, did nothing to prevent the Civil War. So like the other Jedi who didn't see the murder of all the Jedi happen, I think Lincoln's kind of close to Yoda.
What's the Lincoln speech? The most famous 4 scores line?
7 years ago?
7 years ago and 4 scores.
That sounds about the same as the 7 years ago.
No, but I switched them because he's Yoda.
Okay, are you ready for a crazy one?
Yeah.
Darth Maul is Ulysses S. Grant.
But you like Ulysses S. Grant. Darth Maul's a bad guy.
Darth Maul's my favorite character.
No, Darth Maul's like Stalin.
Darth Maul is
Even though it's not a president.
No. Darth Maul is a doomed character. He was a victim of circumstance. Palpatine sought him out. He put his trust into Palpatine. Palpatine threw him aside. He's a badass in the Clone Wars.
Yes, he's a cool character for Star Wars, but he's a bad guy who brings death and destruction to everything he touches.
No, but he...
No.
He believes
bad
in his...
dude.
He
Ulysses S.
believes...
Grant is
a great
hero
dude.
of the North.
Yes.
Civil War.
Yes, he's a hero of the North. Uncompromising Ulysses S. Grant. Uncompromising Darth Maul, who believed in his way.
And I do not recall Ulysses S. Grant ever being cut in half and falling down a shaft.
You're right. He died of throat cancer.
Very different than
very different. Very different. All right. You know what? Agree to
Falling down
disagree
a
on that
shaft.
one. Agree to disagree.
I disagree.
That's fine.
Because he's like Stalin to Palpatine's Hitler. You know?
That's not even close. They weren't friends. Well, they weren't friends at the end.
Yeah, Palpatine is. Oh well, no, Hitler is not. You're right. You're right.
That's a little off, but
I
that's
guess
fine.
Because Palpatine is Darth Maul's like master.
Well, Grant was
Stalin's
Grant.
master.
Stop saying the H word.
Why?
For YouTube. Yeah, YouTube doesn't like the word.
Yeah. Got it.
But Grant was a damaged
Should you bleep
person.
me?
Yeah, I'll bleep you.
Are you really gonna bleep that?
A little bit, yeah.
You're gonna bleep that name?
Can I do?
It's like Voldemort.
It is. Yeah. All right, before we do the Emperor, I'm going to do a few more, and then we're going to go to a break, and then we'll get into the Emperor. Jango Fett, I'm going to say, is Andrew Jackson, because Jango Fett's a bad person, but a badass. Andrew Jackson's a bad person, but a badass. Plus, he created the Jackson Democrats, which are basically his clones.
Plus, Jango Jackson would be a cool name.
Jango Jackson. So I think Andrew Jackson would be Jango Fett, and Roosevelt, who is a fan of Andrew Jackson, I said is Boba Fett, because Boba Fett's a little bit of a better character, but still a bad guy. Roosevelt did some bad things, but an absolute badass who did a lot of good things. So he's like Boba Fett, which would make Bosk McKinley, because McKinley was the president who died that let Theodore
Bosk?
Roosevelt. Bosk is the lizard guy in the Clone Wars.
Oh, he's got the he's like a bounty hunter.
Yeah. In the Clone Wars, he actually, raises Boba. They're, friends. So
Interesting.
that makes Martin Van Buren
Wait, who's Bosk?
the bounty hunter lizard
No,
guy.
but which
Oh,
president?
McKinley, because McKinley
I went-
died to make Theodore Roosevelt president.
Oh, see, I went to McKinley Middle School, but I don't know anything about McKinley.
Well, he died. So.
William McKinley?
Yeah. Got
William
assassinated.
M. McKinley. William K. McKinley.
Sure. That would make Commander Cody Martin Van Buren, Jackson's vice president, who would become president and spread the Jackson Democrat belief, and Rex would be Polk. James K. Polk is the only president who, when he ran for president, said, "I'm only going to be president for 4 years. I'm going to do as much as I can, and then I'm leaving." But he was a diehard Jackson Democrat, so he's a clone of Jackson. So that
Wow.
makes him Rex,
Yeah.
right? You
Sure.
cool with that?
Yeah. Rex is a lot of guys, though. Or is Rex is just one clone?
Rex is one clone. He's like the
Oh.
most badass clone in the Clone Wars. I know you didn't see the Clone Wars.
I watched like the first season,
It's so good, dude.
and it is really
You
good.
should watch it.
It's just so long,
Yeah,
and there's so many other things I'm putting my times towards.
that's fine. I've rewatched it like 3 times. It's fine. I'll watch it for the
You're a
both
bigger
of us.
Star Wars fan than I am.
I am. I'm a diehard, which is funny because this is just all for me. This is all for me.
You know Star Wars more than I do. You know presidents way more than I do.
This is all for me. All
But
right.
you know I'm here for it, man. And
Do
I'm
you
here to
think-
support you.
Do you think we have a? Thank you to our sponsor,
Nikon.
Nikon, who hates me. All right.
Nikon, thank you for giving us a janky.
He said it.
I didn't mean to.
He said the magic word.
I didn't even mean to say it.
Oh my God, he did it.
That was an accident. Thanks for giving us this janky camera for the janky
We
podcast.
did it. You did it, dude.
Your jank podcast is pretty janky. Why is
It
it called
is.
the jank podcast? I still don't understand that.
Because the first episodes were just very janky, and it
Got it.
carried on,
Got it.
and it's kind of like
It's
Jake.
still janky.
Oh yeah. We're jank, man. All right,
Yeah.
let's do. Who do you think Jabba the Hutt's gonna be?
Donald Trump.
No, William Howard Taft, our fattest president.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say Bib Fortuna. I can never pronounce his name. Jabba's like weird snake guy, who had the
Oh,
weird
yeah,
teeth.
yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
Yeah, that
he's
weird
got he's got like the pigtails stemming from his head.
yeah, and he's got the messed up teeth. I said
Doesn't
Wilson.
he get eaten by the
No.
the ball wrath?
Can't tell you spoiler. For have you seen the Mandalorian?
I have seen every episode
he,
of the Mandalorian.
he dies in the Mandalorian. Boba kills him and takes his place
Oh,
for the book of
that's
Boba.
right at the very end of season 2.
Yeah. So I'm saying he's Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I'm saying he's Woodrow
I
Wilson.
didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, that's him. I'm saying he's Woodrow Wilson because Woodrow Wilson had messed up teeth, and I just feel like Woodrow Wilson kind of looks like him, and I hate Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, me too.
You should. Woodrow Wilson's a bad guy.
I don't remember what he did, even though we probably talked about it on this show.
He's a white supremacist, and he showed the first movie ever in the White House, and it was a pro-KKK film.
Wow, what's not to like?
Woodrow Wilson. He also did a lot of other messed up stuff. Fun fact, he had a major stroke, and so his wife basically was doing everything. She would prop him up, like his half-dead body. She's like propping him up for a photo. He's like, ugh, and they're taking it, and like he was a Democrat. Democrats would be like, hey, is he okay? And Republicans would like try to like run in on him and be like, we knew it, because like Republicans who are against them are like, we're pretty sure he's like brain dead. And she's like, no, he's fine. So she's like signing all this stuff, pretending to be him. It's crazy. She was
Weekend at
Bernie's, yeah, man.
what's his name though? The first name of this guy?
Woodrow.
We're Weekend at Woodrow's.
Oh, it's Weekend
It
at
works!
Woodrow's. Dude, that stuff was so funny to like the history behind that. She was like the first female president.
Wow. Oh yeah, she like technically.
Yeah, she did everything. She just pretended to be him.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
She needs more credit. What's her name?
I don't even know her first name. I hate the Wilsons though, man. Like, I like go her, woman power. I support it and everything. But like, she was married to a white supremacist, so like,
She was probably racist too.
probably.
There's a good.
But hey,
It's a safe bet.
that's pretty baller though for her to be like, my husband's dying. I'm not letting the vice president take over. I'm doing it.
It's me, I swear. Woodrow.
It's
here.
Woodrow, guys. It's Woodrow.
Um,
He was just in a bed and he's like, she like take his hand and make him sign the stuff.
wow.
A few people were in on it, but she.
Oh
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
I wonder who the mastermind of the entire operation was.
No, she was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How did he eventually die?
Just like I think like 3 years out of office, he just succumbed to his severe stroke.
Oh okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Han Solo's JFK.
Because they're hot.
Yeah, like kind of seen as like that guy, you know, which would make Chewbacca Lyndon B. Johnson, who is JFK's vice president, and him and Lincoln are the two tallest presidents standing at 6'4".
Wow, that's perfect, actually.
Yep.
I completely agree with your Han Solo Chewbacca.
Thank you.
That's the best one yet.
Thank you. And now it's going to get crazy because now we're getting into the Palpatine. I'm making three Palpatines. I'm making Palpatine from the prequels,
Okay.
the
fair,
Emperor
fine.
from the originals,
Sure.
and Zombie Emperor from the new ones.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Palpatine, so prequel.
I still don't really understand how he's like alive in the.
He's like a clone. He used clones to make it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's not even worth getting into.
And they didn't like really flesh it out that much.
Because I feel like it's like a panic thing. They're like, oh my god, they killed who the main guy was. That wasn't Ryan. Why'd you kill him? He's like, it's art. And they're like, oh god, the Emperor's alive. He's alive, everybody.
This is a trilogy. You killed the main character.
Honestly,
You killed Batman in the first Batman film.
yeah, I'm not even that mad about it. Like, shout out Ryan Johnson for getting away with it. Like, go him. But that's just
I guess
so
technically
funny.
if you call that getting away with it.
They're like,
He got more hate than like anyone's ever gotten for making a movie ever.
but then he's getting his own 3 movies. So like,
Of Star Wars?
yeah, they're still happening. So like it.
What? He's getting his own 3?
Well, because you have to remember, when such a severe amount of hate happens, that pulls such a severe amount of love. So he has a bunch of stands behind him as well.
So I like him as a director. Knives Out was fantastic.
I love Knives Out.
So maybe if he has complete control over a brand new story with new characters, then it's going to be good. But just don't give him already existing stories.
Yeah.
And trust him to like carry that mantle and make the fans happy.
he's a big twist kind of guy. So it's kind of weird. It was like if they would have given M. Night Shyamalan they're like, all right, M. Night, so the first movie already happened, now you get the second one. That's kind of exactly what they
Luke
did.
Skywalker was dead the whole time?
Yeah. Luke was never alive. So, yeah. I'm going to say the first Palpatine. So, the prequel Palpatine is Nixon. Richard Nixon, because George Lucas was literally like, Nixon is kind of who I base Palpatine off of. Nixon was like, I'm going to get us out of the Vietnam War. He just kept bombing everywhere, killing a bunch of innocent people, but for the greatness of America, because he was getting troops out, right? So he was doing the worst thing possible for what he saw as the greater good. He used the war to get himself elected, and like you see him in Futurama, how he's like the floating head who got reelected because he is very
That's my
crooked.
favorite version of Nixon.
Yeah, because he was crooked and wasn't afraid of what it would take to get elected. That was really good.
Thank you.
That was a really good Futurama
It was
Nixon
you
impression.
could take it as Nixon or that one guy from Star Wars Episode 1. Jar Jar Binks King guy.
Oh, yeah, he's...
Misa.
I hate you, Jar Jar! Well, Naboo, right? Something like that. Yeah. So Nixon's that Palpatine, I'm going to say. So that makes the Emperor...
I would say Nixon's the guy, but...
Fair enough. Touche. But
that's
you'll see why I made him Palpatine. That goes deeper. I'm making Reagan the Emperor. Because Reagan created the idea of Reaganomics, trickle-down effect, which we're still feeling today. He created the nuclear family idea, the white fence family, the perfect family, which is still an ideal of so many people. So many people still want to create that family. And the idea of the perfect family getting destroyed was enhanced when 9/11 happened. And it created this huge fear and allowed others to cause damage to other countries in the name of the American dream, which Ronald Reagan created, right? For better or for worse, Ronald Reagan left such a legacy, only that comprehensible of, like, the Emperor.
Wow. Kind of. I don't know.
Wow. But actually...
I mean, I don't know anything about anything. I just know things about Star Wars. And, I mean, they're definitely both bad guys.
FDR, well, I'm not saying, I'd like to go on record, I put Grant as a bad guy. I'd like to go on record, this isn't me, like, endorsing, I'm comparing fictional and non-fictional characters. This isn't an endorsement or a condemning of any
You're
president.
Right. I'm trying to take this really seriously for you.
No, dude, I
So I'm
appreciate
giving you
that. Thank you
critiques
for, like, the things, but he also had the Cold War to
As
go off of.
not serious as this is.
He also had, like, had the Emperor had a war to go off of. Reagan had the Cold War, and he's like, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I want to know who your Darth Vader is so bad. But
You're going to find out. And then I'm making Zombie Emperor, FDR. FDR died in office. Only president to serve more than 2 terms. He had a war to go off of as well. He was beloved at a time, and just like the more, like you can see, he won unanimously at first, and then just kept trickling. And he died in office. We'll never know how many times he would have ran if he could have had the opportunity. He kept going even when he was a zombie. He was the Emperor Zombie.
Yeah. I hope Obama's Ray, and then we find out that FDR is Obama's grandpa.
Well, and that's another thing is FDR created the ideology for a lot of democratic beliefs to this day. Like the New Deal is like a lot of Democrats are like, the New Deal, hell yeah. Like he is like, if you ask someone who is the best Democratic president, most people are going to be like FDR.
Would they?
Who would you? Yeah.
I just feel like most people don't think past the past 20 years. It would be like Obama.
I feel like they would say.
I think most people would say Obama.
Yeah, most.
But I could see why you would say if everybody knew what I knew, then they'd say FDR.
Yeah, when it comes to the Democratic standard, I'd say.
But there's
FDR.
a diehard following behind Obama.
Yeah, which is totally fair.
You know,
totally fair.
And it's very like still like those people are still alive.
Gotcha.
So I think you'd get a lot of Obama answers.
So
similar
that's
to
fair.
like you'd get a lot of Trump answers if you ask who's the best Republican of all time.
Exactly. Which they're wrong. I think the best Republicans of all time is going to be Ulysses S. Grant or Garfield.
Or Lincoln.
Or Lincoln. Why didn't I say Lincoln? Why?
I would say Lincoln is probably the best Republican of all time.
He had a few. Grant and Garfield were actually more progressive than Lincoln. They were so progressive, they're considered radical. Isn't that wild?
Radical.
Like, without the radical Republicans of today, it's scary to think about where we'd be.
I just think of the Ninja Turtles when I hear the word radical.
Radical Republicans! All right. I have Gerald Ford as Anakin while he's turning into Vader because Gerald Ford basically sacrificed...
Like end of episode 3 Anakin?
Yeah, because he sacrificed his entire presidency to pardon Nixon, basically. Because once he pardoned Nixon, that guaranteed Jimmy that whoever ran against him would beat him. Jimmy Carter beat him, and Jimmy Carter won parts of the South. To be fair, Jimmy Carter was from Georgia, but he won parts of the South because everyone was like, I can't trust Gerald Ford.
So you're comparing them because Anakin sacrificed himself to save Padme?
Kind of, and he like gave up his chance of being a Jedi to become a Sith when he killed Mace Windu. So Gerald Ford
and
sacrificed
the entire school of Jedi people.
Gerald Ford had to do a lot of rough things, man. So that actually makes my Vader Bush Sr. He had to Bush.
What?
Bush Sr. wasn't as bad because think about it.
I announced his death live on the radio. That was weird.
Yeah, I bet that was crazy when you were a radio host, dude. I would imagine.
You know, that was weird. I made the music all silent and
oh yeah.
I read the
You don't put boom ba doom ba doom ba doom ba doom ba doom ba doom.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, George Bush Sr. Well, no. Well, here's the thing.
Guess who died?
So this is why I think that in the first original Star Wars movie, you didn't even know the Emperor existed. Vader was the big bad guy, right?
Is Palpatine not in New Hope at all?
No. He's not in the first one.
Cool.
But so Bush.
I need to watch Empire Strikes Back.
Yes. Bush
again.
Bush was seen as Bush Sr. was seen as the big bad guy, but it was actually because Reagan made some mistakes. I'd like that to go on record. He wasn't the perfect president. And one of the mistakes he made had affected the economy, which made George Bush Sr. have to raise the taxes after he said, "Read my lips, no new taxes." So everyone saw George Bush Sr. as the big bad guy, much like Vader. When you first see Vader, you're like, oh, he's the big bad guy. Then you find out it was the Emperor who was the bad guy. Most of Bush's mistakes are a result of stuff that Reagan did. So Bush is also one of the most...
Now that you're saying all this, I feel like I've got a better Vader and Palpatine.
Yes.
But should I say it now?
Okay.
I feel like it's George W. Bush is Vader, and Palpatine is Dick Cheney.
Oh, that would work. That'd be great. Do you want to know who I have Bush Jr. as? Because he's not. He is not.
I'm dying
Anakin.
to know who you have. GW as.
GW is actually Grand Moff Tarkin, because Tarkin.
Got it.
Tarkin blew up Alderaan.
He's the guy they CGI remade for Rogue One.
Yes. He's the one who blew up Alderaan because they claimed there were rebel bases on Alderaan. And she's like, you have no proof. You can't do this. And he's like, yes, I can. Bush after 9/11 claimed there was weapons of mass destruction in the Middle East as an excuse to invade. The UN said, no, you can't do that, and he said, 9/11 happened, I'm going to do it anyways, and we invaded. Much like Tarkin blew up Alderaan because he claimed.
Thought.
Yes.
Tarkin just wanted oil.
Yes. Exactly.
Whoa. That's a good one, Jake.
Thank you.
I agree with this one.
And finally, who is Luke Skywalker? Not
Oh,
finally,
yeah.
there's a few more. Who's Luke Skywalker?
Is it Obama?
No. Harry S.
But his whole thing is hope.
No.
New hope.
No.
How is it not Obama?
No, I'll tell you why. Truman. Do you want to know why?
I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know stuff about anybody.
Harry S. Truman's
Besides, any president before Bill Clinton, I don't know about him.
Truman was
That's not true, but pretty much true.
Truman was president after FDR, and Truman's the one who ordered the bombing of Japan.
Oh.
So Luke Skywalker blew up the Death Star,
Yikes.
killing a lot of bad guys to end the war, but a lot of innocent people died as well, just like what Truman did. Luke did what he thought was for the greater good. He blew up a place that had enemy, but also hurt so many innocent lives, much like Luke Skywalker. And Truman is beloved. Many people, like Ben Shapiro, loves Truman. A lot of people love Truman.
I don't know.
Just like they love
think
Luke.
Luke was more in the right than when blowing up the Death Star than Truman was for Hiroshima.
Okay. That's totally fine. I don't
Right?
disagree. What they did, yeah.
Like that, because Hiroshima was like mainly just families.
And Nagasaki, too. He blew up 2 spots. I like that. Right.
So bad.
Just like the 2.
Death Stars, right? Oh, look, okay.
It's not fun anymore, is it? Now it's just sad. I saved the funny one for the last. I saved funny for last.
Who's Bernie? I know he's not a president.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Bernie would be Yoda. If he had become president, Bernie would be Yoda, just because they look alike.
Because they're just so old. Because
Do you want-
Bernie's also 900 years old.
I have a few questions for you before when we wrap this up. Okay. Have you played the Lego Star Wars games, video games?
Yes.
Cool.
It's been a minute, but yeah, I used to play the heck out of them.
Cool. So you've
I love that
probably
you can
noticed.
mix their heads and whatnot.
Yeah. So you probably noticed I haven't done Obama, Trump, or Biden yet. That's a dangerous one to do, right? The 3 most recent presidents. That could get a lot of heat.
Some controversy, man.
Guess what I put him as?
You're going to try to get people to stop listening to this.
No. Guess what I put him as, everybody?
Should I guess, or are you going to say it?
I have them as, who do you think?
I feel like Obama's Ray. I feel like Biden is who would Biden be if she's Ray? I don't want to give Biden like too much credit as like being Poe Dameron or something, but you might have him as that.
Do you just want to see what I said? For the
You're right.
period
This is
then?
gonna take me forever.
Yeah,
Let me guess Trump. Trump. How is it not Jabba the Hutt?
I already have Jabba the Hutt.
I know, but how is it not Jabba the Hutt?
Are you ready? I have Obama, Trump, and Biden as the Lego stormtroopers that are in the hot tub when you run in and then you just bop them all 3 of them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The Lego stormtroopers who are in the hot tub in the
don't
Lego
remember
Star
that.
Wars game.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen for it.
Right. Did you do that last
Yes,
week?
I did.
Okay.
Vamp.
Okay. So if you like this podcast, we've also got another podcast that's launching in March. It's
I said vamp, not promote. No,
have
go
a
for it.
name yet, but it's gonna be so good. We're gonna be working with our community. We're gonna be having on
These guys.
guests. You could be on the show.
These guys.
Um,
And you go and you just blast them.
I don't really remember that part.
I remember it so vividly, and that's why they're those 3. They would do this. Once you walked in, they'd try to shoot you.
Oh, they're naked. Look at Stormtrooper's he's got nipples. Like you.
Oh, it's full circle.
We brought it back.
Wow, good job, Alex. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
Put that picture up here too, so they know the nipples, and zoom in on the nipples, so they know.
What's your obsession with nipples
I'm
this
talking-
episode?
So they know that like I'm not lying about nipples.
Jesus, is there anything you wanted to say besides promoting the other podcast?
the podcast that we haven't launched yet.
Yeah, good
That's gonna
job,
Be a
good
really exciting.
Yeah.
Thing.
What do you? I talked a lot. You get your time. It's your time. We always give you
You
your
did talk
time.
a lot, but I learned a lot. I feel like I learned more this episode than I've ever learned before. I learned that FDR followed Truman.
No. Truman followed FDR.
Learned that Truman followed FDR.
Yes.
FVR. It's a weird name for a guy. That was stupid.
Boo.
Enough. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, dude, it's been fun. I feel like I'm learning more every week.
Really?
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Who made Christmas a national holiday?
Ah.
No, you
Nixon.
can't.
Nixon.
No!
Oh,
Why
wait.
would it be Nixon?
So early. It was way earlier than Woodrow Wilson. FDR. Thomas Jefferson. George Washington. William Marks Booth.
I know you're going for William Henry Harrison. I appreciate that effort, but it was Ulysses S Grant.
Oh, your boy.
The greatest president. Do you have any questions about Ulysses S Grant you want to ask?
Did he
You should start looking
Did
up
he-
bad things about him so then I can counteract you.
Jake, I do have a question about Ulysses S. Grant. Did he make any holidays official?
I think he made Christmas an official.
Oh,
holiday.
really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember it this time.
This is the 5th time.
I cannot stress enough how much this happens, and then I forget about it.
Thanks, bro.
I have fun with it, and
Now it's
okay,
time
I think
for
it's
the
time-
end of the show.
I think it's time for a vulnerable moment here.
Oh, okay.
A transparent moment.
Gotcha.
I suffer from a
Stupidity.
not deadly disease, but it does hinder me.
Is it a disease or is it a disorder?
It's a disorder.
Okay.
Disorder is actually in the name. Attention
Attention deficit disorder. ADD. You have ADD
no,
or do you
I
have
have
ADHD?
ADHD.
Attention.
deficit hyperactive disorder.
Okay.
So sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when you're going on your long rants,
I bet if we zoom in, your eyes are just
I'll lose it a little bit,
That's
and then
okay.
I'll come back in, and I'll pick up where you are. But the Star Wars stuff keeps me engaged because I am stupid.
Good. Oh, wow. It was a learning moment.
Yeah.
So I need to just
Yeah.
incorporate pop culture. What's your favorite pop culture stuff?
Probably superheroes. Batman specifically is a big.
So if I base it off Batman characters,
Yeah, I like Batman a lot.
I'll base historical figures off of Batman characters.
You know, I like Batman.
Oh.
If you guys want to know about this toy,
He brought a toy. Oh, tell the story about the toy. Tell the story, and then that's. It's so stupid. I love
this
it.
is an awesome toy, and I have an awesome story because when we found out the terrible news that Toys R Us was going out of business and closing down, everybody had to rush there to buy one last toy. At least that's what I thought. So when I was a kid, I only bought Batman and Power Ranger toys from Toys R Us, and I would also go to that giant basket of Pokemon cards to dig in there at some, at points too. But so I went in, I bought this weird Batman, and he's
The Ben Affleck Batman.
the Ben Affleck Batman from Batman vs Superman, and his mask comes off. Can we get a close up of that?
Sure. I'll zoom in.
So that's him with the mask off, but then when I put the mask on, he looks all
Mask
funky and
off.
His head's all
Effing mask
all
off.
big. So anyway, when we were leaving it, though, you were driving and I was in the passenger seat. We were leaving Toys R Us, and there was that guy with one of the spinny signs on the side of the road.
But he's not spinning. He's just standing there like this.
Yeah. It was holding a Toys R Us saying out of business sale, everything must go, everything's discounted, whatever, saying go to Toys R Us. So I saw him there, and I thought he'd be really excited. So we pulled up next to him, and I took the Batman toy, and I went,
To the guy holding the sign who has actually no attachment to it, and the guy literally
and
just
he literally couldn't have cared less. Yeah,
That
he was just.
yeah, he's like, why are you doing this? And you're like, I bought from the store. He's like,
I was saying that with the windows up too.
yeah,
It's like,
I bought from the store. And he's like, yeah, it was, oh my goodness. It was like the SpongeBob audio when it's like, my friend's in there. Congratulations.
Exactly.
But now you have a memory with that toy.
But this is the last toy I ever bought at Toys R Us, and then they announced
Wow.
that they're gonna come back in business as.
There's a Toys R Us TikTok. Why am I holding this bag? There's a Toys R Us.
Are there dog treats in that? What's in that?
Ah,
Why did you spill
I
crumbs all over?
didn't mean to.
It's gonna be all over my chair now.
Crap. I'll fix this.
No. Now I gotta go get you a damp paper towel, and then we'll
Okay.
wipe that up before you get up. You gotta stay there.
Okay, will you hit the stop recording?
No, I'm gonna go get a paper towel while you sit here awkwardly and try to talk
Why
about
did I have this done?
something.
Okay, well I'm just gonna
Okay, ready, set, go.
cut it like in The Sopranos when it just cuts.